Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be doing a case-based question for 4 marks from the Cbse Supplementary Exam 2025. Let's look at the question. In the month of September, villagers of Ankurhut were falling ill with high temperatures. Paracetamol was one of the highest sold medicines during that phase. A survey was conducted to estimate the overall sale of paracetamol of each pharmacy during the last 7 days. It was observed that the number of paracetamol sold in different shops were all 3-digit numbers divisible by 13, taken in order. Based on the information given above, answer the following questions. The first one is, how many paracetamols were sold by the 7th pharmacy? Okay, so before we start doing the first part, let's try and write out the arithmetic progression. Okay, so we know that they're all 3-digit numbers which are divisible by 13. Okay, so how do we form the series in this case? We need to find the first 3-digit number which is divisible by 13. Okay, for that, let's take 100, the smallest 3-digit number, and divide it with 13. Okay, now we know that 13 times 7 is 91. So that's the biggest 2-digit number that will be divisible by 13. Okay, and it leaves a remainder of 9. Okay, now but if I do 13 times 8, right, I would get 104, which will be the first number that is divisible by first 3-digit number which is divisible by 13. Okay, now why did I multiply it with 8? Because I did 7 times 1 and that gave me the next number. Okay, so 104 will be the first number divisible by 13. Now the second number will be 117. If I add 13 to it, 130, and so on. Now the next step will be to find out the the greatest 3-digit number which is divisible by 13. Okay, for that let's divide 999 with 13. Now 13 goes 7 times 9 and gives you 91. Remainder is 8. And 89 is the next number. Now 13 goes 6 times. 13 times 6 is 78. Okay, so that gives us 11 as the remainder. Okay, now from 999, we need to subtract 11. So that gives us 988. And that will be the greatest 3-digit number which is divisible by 13. Okay, so now we have our series in place. Now we need to find out the values of A and D. A will be the first number of the series, so that is 104. D is 117 minus 104, which is equal to 13. Okay, so we got the value of A and D. Okay, now let's answer the first part of the question. How many paracetamols were sold by the 7th pharmacy? Which means we have to find out the value of A7. Okay, now we know that the formula to find the nth term of an AP is AN is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. Now if I want to find A7, I have to do A plus 7 minus 1 into D, which is A plus 6D. A we know is 104 and 6 times D, which is D is 13. So 6 times 13 gives us 78. So 104 plus 78 is equal to, when you add up the two, you get 182. So 182 paracetamols were sold by the 7th pharmacy. Now we need to find out this, in the second part, we need to find out what was the difference between the number of paracetamols sold by the 14th and the 9th pharmacies. Now difference between the paracetamols sold by difference between the 14th and the 9th pharmacies. Okay, so which means we need to find the value of A14 minus A9. Okay, A14 you know is equal to, A14 will be equal to A plus 13D and A9 is equal to A plus 8D. Now we just have to subtract the two values together. So that is A plus 13D minus A plus 9D gives us A plus 13D minus A minus, sorry, not 9D, 8D. So that gives us 5D. And D we know is 13. So 13 times 5 gives us 65. So that will be the difference between the paracetamol sold by the 14th and the 9th pharmacies. Okay, now let's answer the third part to the question. In the third part, they're asking you to find out how many paracetamols were sold by the 9th pharmacy from the last. Okay, so let's rewrite our AP in the reverse order now. So we know the first term will be 988, then it's 130, 117 and 104. Okay, so I've just reversed the AP that we had written earlier. Okay, now we know that the value of A here will be 988 and D will be 117 minus 130, which gives me minus 13. Okay, so let's find out the ninth term from the end, and in this case it will be the first term, the ninth term from the beginning. Okay, so that will be A plus 8D, that is 988 plus 8 times negative 13, 988 minus 104, and that's equal to 884. Now in the OR part, they are asking you to find out the total number of paracetamol sold in that week. Okay, so which means we have to find the sum of n terms. Okay, we need to first know how many terms there are in the AP, right? So let's find that out. We know that the value of, let's use the original AP. Okay, so that is 117, 130 and so on, 988. So AN is A plus N minus 1 into D. Here 988 is equal to 104 plus N minus 1 times 13. That is 988 minus 104 gives you 884 is equal to 13 times N minus 1, or 884 divided by 13 is equal to N minus 1. 68 is equal to N minus 1, or the value of N is equal to 69. So totally there will be 69 terms in the AP. Now let's find the sum of n terms. There's this formula which you can use, which is n by 2 into A plus L. That is the first term plus the last term. And we need to find out the total number of paracetamol sold in the week. So let's find out S69, because there are 69 terms in this AP. Okay, so that is 69 by 2 into A we know is 104 and the last term is 988. So that is 69 by 2 into 1092. Let's cut. So we'll get 546. So 69 times 546 gives you 37,674. If you have a math question that you'd like me to cover, drop it in the comments and I'll be happy to do a video just for you. Also, if you like my video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.